And I'm going to talk a little bit about how the law of just compensation functions in the state of Wisconsin. Just compensation is a word that means how much money is a landowner entitled to when the government or some sort of another entity that's been authorized by the government takes part of that landowner's property, or in some cases all of the property that belongs to that landowner, or all of a specific parcel of property. Basically, the Fifth Amendment to the United States Constitution and Article 13 of Section 1 of the Wisconsin Constitution both guarantee that when the land of a landowner or the property of an individual is taken for a public purpose, that that person becomes entitled to just compensation. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how the law functions in Wisconsin and what this could mean to you. Now, keep in mind that this isn't legal advice. This is information of a general nature. If you're targeted with eminent domain, it makes sense for you to find a knowledgeable and competent person to help represent you and guide you through the process, because the laws governing eminent domain are complex. But that being said, I'm going to talk a little bit about how the law of just compensation works in Wisconsin. And we'll examine 3 different scenarios. Now, the first scenario is that the government simply comes and takes all of your land. Let's say you have a single-family residence situated on a 1/4 acre lot in a city. Government, for whatever reason, needs that entire lot, and of course the home that's on it, for example, to build a wastewater treatment facility. Now, a wastewater treatment facility is clearly a project that relates to the public good, so they're probably going to be able to take the land. And what's going to happen is an evaluation is going to be done of what is the fair market value of that land that the government's taking. And the fair market value means the amount that a willing seller who wasn't obligated or didn't have to sell but wanted to sell would get from a willing buyer, who was a person typically motivated, who didn't have to buy that particular property for any reason, who was out to buy a property. How much would these 2 hypothetical parties transact for? That's the measure of fair market value, which, along with a couple other things, is the measure of just compensation for a total taking in Wisconsin.